you know, man, went to the moon. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that is
Like you talking about this recent trip? Cause they
nah,
never.
not reason. I mean,
You think in
you know,
1969 they went to the moon?
yeah, because it's more to put it like this. It's more easier to back then. It would have been more easier just to actually go to the moon than to actually get all this extra stuff and fake it and do all of that. You
It
know
would
what I'm
have been
saying?
easier to go to the moon than fake going to the moon.
Yeah, because you had to fake a lot of things. You would have to fake them rocket ships. I mean, you would have to fake, you know, the astronauts that's actually went there and experienced certain things there. You had to fake the the um the landing, the moon landing. And I know I heard people's stories, and I seen people, how they like, oh, that's not, that's Hollywood. That would have to put a lot of work in, you know what I'm saying, to
It would have been
actually.
easier to do that than actually go to the moon, though. I think, but
I mean,
I want to
I feel you
recommend.
though. I mean, people.
I want to recommend a
Mhm,
documentary for you and anybody
mhm,
who interested in this topic.
mhm,
It's a documentary called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon."
mhm,
And there's a guy, he goes into all the evidence and everything. He actually interviews
mhm,
a few of these astronauts,
mhm,
and you know, they start contradicting each other because he's interviewing them separately and he's asking the
mhm,
same questions,
mhm,
and the answers should be the same because they all was on the, they experienced
mhm.
it, but the answer is not the same. It's interesting stuff, man. I would just
Okay.
A funny thing happened on the way to the moon. I would suggest
Yeah.
you watch that one. That's real good. And then I'll just say this because it's conspiratorial. This is your opinion, so it's not
Mhm, mhm.
But you are you old enough to remember the rotary phones?
The rotary phone.
You pick up the phone,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
connect it
yeah,
to the
yeah,
house,
yeah.
and
And then you
you
gotta, yeah, turn them James.
yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
do the number.
So
Yeah.
that's the kind of phones they had in 1969,
Mhm.
right? Um, I'm trying to think, man. Is there anywhere you can go on Earth that you can think of where is your cell phone wouldn't work?
Yeah, some places you can go to that you ain't gonna get no signal
You
at.
ain't get no signal. All
Yeah.
right. Do you think you can get signal from your from the moon to your cell phone? Like, cause somebody on the moon right now, you think you pick up a cell phone and call you from the moon, or if they flew to the moon, their cell phone could work? That's some speakers. I don't know something with the
Um,
electricity.
I don't think that you can make a phone call with your cell phone. You probably can make a phone call based on certain satellites, saying that
Yeah.
can probably reach another
Right. Bounce
line
this
that,
signal off this
yeah,
signal.
that can,
Yeah.
yeah, get something
With a
to
cell
that.
phone, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, this 2026, and it would
Mhm.
be extremely difficult to make a phone call from the moon. We can make it
Mhm.
happen through technology, probably.
Yeah, probably, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, they got satellite phones, right?
Yeah.
So in 1969,
Mhm.
the astronauts called the president from the moon,
Mhm.
and he had a conversation with him on the rotary phone.
Mhm.
Not no a rotary phone, a landline.
Mhm.
He talked to them astronauts on national TV on a
Mhm.
rotary phone in 1969.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying, like,
Mhm.
that's what I can't believe that.
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
I think we're going to have an announcement here. They wanted both of them in the field of view.
Houston. Roger, we'd like to get both of you in the field of view of the camera for a minute.
Yeah, I think something rather important is coming up here.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
That would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure that they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth.
Yeah, I mean that
I can't.
probably
Come on, man.
that probably is not. It
It,
depends on. I
I,
haven't seen,
yeah,
but
you got what?
it depends
Go
on
back and actually watch.
on the situation when it comes to what is actually made to look sufficient and what actually happened. So I don't, what I'm saying, I don't, to be honest with you, if we got satellites and
If it's a big if.
ain't no if we got satellites up there, it's satellites up
So
there.
they recently went to the moon. They took a picture of the Earth from the moon, right? Or from us halfway to the moon, where they took a picture of the Earth, right?
Yeah, they got pictures of
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. How many satellites you seen in the space pictures going around Earth? Because it's supposed to be like hundreds of satellites up there.
recently I seen a lot.
No, I'm talking about from a picture from space.
Mm-hmm.
People, they got rovers flying around outer space and all taking pictures of the sun, Jupiter's, all this other stuff. And they just recently went to the moon. They took a picture of the Earth from space, halfway to the moon, or part way to the moon or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was not one satellite flying around the Earth in that picture. And I've never seen a picture of the Earth from
I don't
space
know. I think
with
some
satellites
people.
flying
I
around
think
it.
some people may. You got so much conspiracy theories out here that some people can fabricate things themselves to push their agenda.
I
You
get
know what I'm
it, but this
saying?
is NASA, official
What
NASA
you got to show
photos.
me where it say NASA on there, and NASA is
You
showing because it's official
pull up your
pictures.
phone. You can go to NASA.gov. These pictures come from NASA.gov. You can look up. This ain't arguable. Like, this ain't debatable. You
Yeah.
go to NASA.gov and look up the picture the one from 2026. They just went to the moon. They flew around the moon and came back like in 4 days or something. And all I'm saying is any picture, any official picture that you get from NASA of the Earth from space, you don't see no satellites. That's all I'm saying. And there's supposed to be a lot of satellites flying around there. And I'm not saying I'm not saying it's not satellites. I'm just saying they don't never show up. They don't never make the pictures. They don't, for whatever reason, they always cut the satellites out the picture. You know what I'm saying? You about to search like image of the Earth or something because it was this last month or whatever they went claim they went. But like I say, I don't believe in outer space. But you believe you think it's real that they went to outer space. So what do you make of this? What they call it? I don't know, but this divulging of or this revelation, or I forgot how they said it, but going public with the fact that aliens exist, or what they call them, interdimensional beings.
Yeah.
What are you making of that? And I'm asking this question because I'm trying to see how does it fit for you in your biblical view and your biblical narrative or your historical, like how does all this fit within what you believe?
When it comes to extraterrestrials, yeah, it's definitely extraterrestrials. You know what I'm saying? Now what we may call aliens, specifically, I'm not talking about, you know, angels or you know what I'm saying, things like that. What they may call aliens may just actually just be, us from light years away from in the
I
future.
heard
You know what
we
I'm
talked about this earlier, didn't we? We did talk about
saying?
this. I've heard that theory.
Hmm.
I heard that theory that we actually the theory was that we messed up the atmosphere so bad that we had to go underground to
Hmm.
live under. We had to go underground, live underground, and they got underground bunkers right now. People don't know. Y'all look up Mount Weather. Mount Weather. Where is it at, man? I think it's in Virginia. I think.
Mount Weather.
Look up Mount Weather. Yeah, but it's supposed the United States government has built the entire like city or almost like a whole nother world underground. They got everything you need, and they got. I mean, it's a city, streets, lights, buses.
Hmm.
I don't know if they got airplanes, but apparently, I mean, they got all the stuff down there to live, right? So anyway, going back to this thing, this
Yeah, it's
future,
in Virginia.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
Hmm.
going back to this theory about aliens. So the theory goes that we mess up the atmosphere so bad that we have to go underground, live underground. And after living
Hmm.
underground for thousands of years or hundreds of years, our bodies start to evolve to adapt to living underground. So we get bigger eyes to see in the dark, and then we become smaller,
Hmm.
slimmer, to function in smaller, similar spaces, and we
Yeah.
just start to shrink down to 4 feet, big eyes, and then we become the grays. And then when we seeing these quote unquote gray aliens now, this is us coming back. We figure out eventually we figure out time travel, and now we're coming back to try to save ourselves from going down that road. I've heard that theory. I don't see
Well, I don't believe
any.
that we that underground stuff and we
I mean,
transformed
that's
into
yeah, that's a
I
theory.
heard that too, and we end up
That's the grays, and that's how
looking
we
like
come back.
a
Yeah,
little bit like insects.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's yeah,
But
insectoid.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really just because I do believe that it's other planets out there and there's exoplanets out there and there's things like that out up
Oh,
there
yeah.
to where that
Breaking my
it's
heart.
other galaxies that we can't
Access.
get to because of the speed of light. You know what I'm saying? And like I think your closest galaxy
See, this
is
is
about it'll take you 10,000 years to get to or something like that. You know what I'm
we,
saying?
we going back to square one. We going back to square one, man. Listen, because what I'm getting now
Mhm.
is that you started studying outside the Bible, which I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but you
Mhm.
now it's saying to me it's like you're buying into all the stuff that they're saying,
No,
and
that's not the
that's
case.
what I'm. This is what it seems like to
Yeah,
me. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because now you're talking about other galaxies and all this stuff, and
Mhm.
I, that's man, it's we got to get into that
Mhm.
science. We got to get into who's coming up with this stuff.
I mean, but
Uh,
all this is just going
I
this is going
I
to go
don't.
to of wait
We got to get into the science and
what
come
is
up with
what
this
is
stuff.
what is what is what is like boxed in within people understanding with a biblical traditional understanding or
What
with their interpretation of the biblical tradition understanding. I wanted to say this the bible it's just with people interpretation on how they what I'm saying because with things that we was taught, especially with GLCC, with
don't say that name. No, go
with certain things we
ahead.
was taught in previous organizations, they shun, okay, it's no such thing as the outer space. It's no boom boom boom, this and this. You know what I'm saying? These planets are just
Wandering stars.
yeah, wandering stars. Well, they are wandering stars because they are stars. But these planets are fallen angels, and you know what I'm saying, to these degrees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When
I mean that I can go, but I mean I'm with you on the fallen angel thing. Like I know you can find some literature that says that or kind of gives that understanding or alludes to it, but excuse me,
Mhm.
I'm I- I'm stepping outside of the Bible here.
Mhm.
I'm dealing with going back to like actual science. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And traveling to the moon.
Mhm.
NASA went to the moon between 1969 and 1972, I think. They went
Mhm.
like 3 or 4 times in
Mhm.
that span, right? And then since then, we've never been able to go back to the moon. And when you
Mhm.
ask NASA, you know, what happened? Why we didn't go back? That you get answers like, well, the technology is too difficult to rebuild. Well, we had the technology. What happened to the technology we had? Why we got to rebuild
Mhm.
it? Oh, we destroyed it all by accident, or we lost it all. This is the
Mhm.
official narrative from NASA. They
Mhm.
lost all the technology. They destroyed it. The videos, the original videos, we accidentally recorded over it,
Mhm.
or maybe they don't say accident, maybe say just we recorded over it. These lies is
Mhm.
ridiculous. So we were able to go to the moon in 1969, 1970, 1971, 1972, and then in 2009, 2007 or something. This is an official NASA video, and they're saying they building this spaceship. I think it was called Artemis 1, Artemis 2,
Mhm.
and they had this whole plan. And the guys breaking down how their intention, how they're gonna use it to travel to Mars and go there.
Mhm.
He said, but right now we can't get past the Van Allen belt.
Mhm.
This layer of radiation that goes around Earth. We don't have the
Mhm.
technology to pass through this layer of radiation without killing ourselves. So right now we got to figure out how to do that. And once we do that, we're gonna start doing these missions. But then y'all did it in 1969. 1970, and they asked the astronaut, they asked Buzz Aldrin, I believe it was Buzz Aldrin, how did y'all get through the Van Allen belt? He said, what? He said, oh, we didn't even know about that back then. Whatever, they built it and we just flew through it with no problem.
I mean, I just think,
This ain't adding
I
up.
think some people, I think you gotta talk to the right scientists. I think you gotta talk to the right, like some people that you should, look at, and because I don't know some of these people not even credible that you naming. Like you gotta look at
Buzz
scientists.
Aldrin walking the moon.
I mean, you gotta look at the scientists who really, who's really.
The scientists didn't go to the moon. Buzz did. Neil Armstrong did. You know what I'm saying?
Neil
These people
Armstrong did. I mean, Neil Armstrong tell you he went to the moon.
Oh, he'll tell you
But-
that, but you ask him to put his hand on the Bible and swear to God he went to the moon, and he'll punch in your mouth.
I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what he did.
Oh,
I'm sorry, yeah. The man say, swear, put your hand on the Bible, swear on the Bible that you went to the moon. Hey, socked him.
Because he probably tired of people saying he didn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? Buzz Aldrin kicked him in the butt, told him to get out of his house. He said, man, put your hand on this Bible and say you went to the moon. He interviewed him, everything. Then the interview of True Colors came out, what he was really doing, and Buzz realized, like, hold up, you're a detractor. Oh, man, get out of here. He said, I'm just saying, man, you really went, just put your hand on the Bible and say you went to the moon. They won't do it.
I mean, I would have probably punched him too, because it's like you telling me to put my hand on a book that we just talking about, which we know some things in this book is not.
We know that. How you know they know that?
history. Trust me, they know.
Oh, they know.
But
Just because he went to the moon don't mean he's a history buff. He's a historian.
most scientists are.
But
are
they
good in
ain't
history.
scientists. That's what I'm telling you.
I
They're
mean,
not,
okay, astronaut.
You keep saying
astronaut is a type of scientist though.
not
To be a-
historical.
No, but to understand certain science, you have to understand certain history, and that's what So you have to just make claims like that.
So
You know what I'm
make
saying?
claims like what?
People wanna. I think it's a conspiracy to make people think that we didn't go to the moon also. You know what I'm saying? I think it's both. You look at people like Neil
Armstrong.
Neil deGrasse.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
He's a very, very knowledgeable person, scientific person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
I ain't saying he is. I don't know. I see him on TV saying a bunch of stuff, but I don't know.
I mean,
that's the story. That's the narrative. So far, he
you get
astrophysicist.
I mean, and when you
He
think
believe we went to the moon.
yeah, he did. He do. He believed we went to the
Right.
moon. And he believed even that the Earth is
Spinning.
is not flat on how.
Yeah, and he said it's like a pear shape. It's a little wide on the bottom, it is on the top because of the rotation and all that.
yeah.
But then that picture we just saw from space when they just went to space a couple months ago. That picture didn't show no pear shaped Earth. It was perfectly spherically round, perfectly.
It shows a sphere. You know. What I'm saying?
A perfect sphere.
I mean, I wouldn't say now
It is so perfect.
at the eye that we're probably looking at.
Every NASA photo ever taken and sent back
It may
of
look-
Earth is a perfect sphere.
It may look perfect, you know what I'm saying, to what our eyesight may be, but I don't believe that it's to the point to where that people are making it to not to be, okay? You know what I'm saying? These things have to have some type of truth to these things when it comes to the space system, the galaxies. You know what I'm saying?
Why do it have to have some kind of truth? Why?
Why? Because if you got people, you can actually buy a ticket right now to go into space.
No,
and then
no, you
you're
can't.
not going all the way through it, but you're going just enough to where you get to see some of
They're going.
the Earth.
They're
where
going to
you-
what's called low Earth orbit, right? Where the
low Earth
where
orbit.
the ISS is, International Space Station, supposedly
Yeah.
is, right? They're not going to space, so let's fix that. And so they're going as high as they can, and that's it, because they can't go in outer space because there is no outer space.
So is no. So where if it's no outer space, then where's the Earth at?
I don't know what Earth is. It's hung on nothing.
Is hanging on nothing. And
It's,
what is that nothing?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I can't pretend to know that. Like I didn't make the Earth. I can't tell you. Only God can tell you where it's at. Like you know what I'm
so
saying?
it's just so that nothing. It's
You
just
saying nothing is outer space. Well, all I'm saying is
yeah.
this concept of outer space. You have because in order to have outer space, you got to have a Big Bang.
Not necessarily.
Yes, 100%. Where did outer space come from?
It don't have necessarily have to come from what they
Where
call
did
a
it come
Big
from?
Bang. It just come from.
From the scientific explanation of outer space,
Mhm.
it came from the Big Bang, and space is
Mhm.
now expanding because
Mhm.
there was nothing.
Mhm.
According to this theory,
Mhm.
you have nothing,
Mhm.
and nothing uh, got into went into a dot the size of a period on a page,
Mhm.
and then exploded into something.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
space started stretching out, expanding. Space is ever expanding
Mhm.
right now, and we can never catch the end of it because it's moving at a speed we can't even fathom.
Mhm.
And that's what space is.
Mhm.
And then and the explosion also caused Earth, the sun, the moon, quasars,
Mhm.
galaxies, all this stuff came from this explosion.
Mhm.
So this is the explanation of space as of now.
Mhm. Well, I wouldn't say from a Big Bang. I would say it's pretty much what certain scientists may say. It's coming from the development of whatever is that makes these things exist. These what they call it is I can't even think of it, but it's gas. These gas elements that
Yeah,
created
the elements.
that creates these things that creates the stars into I'm saying these things
The
like that.
balls of hydrogen and all this other stuff.
So just like yeah,
That's
it's elements that created that created things in space.
where the
Just
elements come from. The Big Bang. All they go
no,
back
I
to the Big
mean we
Bang.
say the big. I mean we can say the
That's what they say.
you can say.
I disagree, but that's what
I
they say.
mean
I'm
the
just saying this is the explanation
yeah.
they give. So
Mhm.
if we're gonna if you're gonna believe in
Mhm.
one part of
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
explanation, you in order for that part of the explanation to be true, you have to believe the other part of the
Mhm.
explanation, right?
Well, it's just a level of what is explained. You know what I'm saying when it comes to because most scientists not going. It depends on the scientist. They not going to just say okay, the Big Bang is just the Big Bang. It has levels. It has levels of his creation. You know what I'm saying?
But
If we want to call it the Big Bang,
the
whatever. But
origin of it is evolution.
we can yeah,
I don't believe in
or just
evolution. You believe in evolution?
we evolving now as
To
species.
what?
What you mean? As we evolving into different understanding, as we grow into new technology, we evolve. We wasn't the same that we was in the 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we
Society
still people
evolves.
though. Like they got
I
pictures
ain't saying that. I
like
ain't.
doppelganger. Like I can show you a picture of you
Mm-hmm.
from 1940s, look just like you
What?
with a hat and a
Yeah.
cane. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, I mean, it's same build height, everything. You can
Mm-hmm.
you see them pictures of people
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
look just like this person from way back when. Like
I mean, according
I'm just
to
saying though,
yeah. I
you
mean,
say
I.
people evolved. They didn't evolve. We still look the same. We didn't involve no extra fingers. We didn't involve no extra
Mm-hmm.
eyeballs, no extra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We don't have 3 arms now. How do we evolve?
I'm not talking about humans. I'm talking about society and life.
Well,
You know
okay.
what I'm
I mean, you
saying?
talking about social constructs and stuff like that, and,
You understand?
and thinking and mentality.
Because
But I'm talking about evolution. But I'm talking
mhm,
about evolution
yeah.
because Big Bang,
Mhm.
space, all this goes back to evolution.
Mhm.
And so, according to evolution, like I said, if you take one part of it, you got to take the other part. That's kind of the same thing with the Bible. If you're gonna take one part of the Bible, you got to take all of it.
Nah, that's just crazy though. That's like, and that's the problem. That's the problem with just Bible believers. 100% people who take the Bible for face value,
He talking
and
about me,
then
y'all.
and
He
then
talking about
people
me
who take
in my face. I can hear
and
you.
people who take science, to a certain face value, either without going into the depths of the scientific information that's out there. So I just feel like you can't take these things at face value without actually looking into the factual things with these information.
I agree, and that's what I'm saying. When I start doing that, I'm 100% convinced that first of all, evolution is not real. It's not science.
Evolution.
It's not science. Because when I say science, I'm talking about something that's based and rooted in the scientific method, something that's testable, observable, testable, and repeatable. And evolution is none of that. Because evolution is like a fairy tale to me. It's a fairy tale, right? I ain't got no. Do I got a fairy tale book in here? My children bring the book. So a fairy tale, but like what you think of a fairy tale? You like a fairy tale starts like this. Some of them, right? Not nursery rhyme, but a fairy tale. Once upon a time, long ago, in a faraway land.
Ain't that how the Bible?
Ain't that how evolution go? Once upon a time,
Ain't that? But ain't
a million gazillion years ago, in a place that didn't exist, nothing blew up into something.
But ain't that how the Bible start off too?
How?
In the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
There was this.
There
That's
was nothing, and then there was something.
No,
and then,
in the beginning was the Word,
in the
and the Word was when the Word was with God.
And then what did it say after that?
And the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. But you talking about Genesis 1:1.
I
I know, I'm saying. But the Bible also, because that's taking the Bible in totality, right? So Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
And it was a what? A void.
It was, yeah.
It was nothing.
It wasn't a void. So the earth was void and without shape. So let me break it down how I understand that, right? In the beginning. So here's the science. We get into real science, right? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So beginning time, heaven, space, earth, matter. So you have to have time, space, and matter, right? Because if you don't have all three at the same time, they have to come into existence at the same time. Because you gotta have a time to put it in. When you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to put it, and you have to have something to put there, right? So now it says the earth was void without form. So you have matter that doesn't have a shape, doesn't have form. Right, you have water mainly. It was really water, I think. That was just it existed. It was the elements, and so then the Most High gathered those elements together. It became the great deep, and then from that he pulled land, or he spoke land to come out of the water, and then he separated the waters from the water, and that's where we get the firmament and all this stuff, and the water and the oceans and all that stuff. They was just. My brother just sent me something about they just discovered this massive, basically ocean underneath the ocean, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, huh, that's crazy because it seemed like God would have said something about that before, and then I sent him a picture of the Hebrew cosmology, and that's exactly what that they understood it to be. Because the earth came out of water and it's surrounded by water. It's always been in water. Yeah. So anyway, but in the beginning, time, space, and matter. Like this is scientific. You got to have all three at the same time. So it's the Bible is very scientific. What's not scientific is, 18 billion years ago there was nothing, and nothing exploded into something, and then everything turned to this hot liquid goo, and then it started to rain. Where the rain come from, they don't say that part. And it rained, and then a meat was formed, and then the tadpoles came out, and the frogs turned into monkeys, and the monkeys turned to people, and that's how we got here. You know what I'm saying?
I think both of them saying the same thing. I really do. Like I think we get so religious to the point that it's a thing called the God syndrome, that we get so religious that we tend to create this method, you know what I'm saying, that's pretty much is the same as science, but we want to give all attribute to
all honor and glory be to the Most High God.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's levels to creation that, if you want to say God, or if you want to say however it is, it's levels to how things were created. And then in the Bible, in Genesis, it kind of just explains certain those things. And
it does.
In science, it does the same thing.
Because everything, yes, the Bible does. And that's one of the things that separate the Bible from anything else. Because that's a fundamental question of life. Where did we come from? At some point, every person is gonna wonder, where did the first person come from? How did all this come into existence? Like, that's a question that anybody's going to answer. And the Bible is the only book to answer that question. Science tries to answer it without God. They try to say, well, no, we can explain this without God. We don't need a God. We don't need the God of the Bible to explain existence. Here's how it done. You know what I'm saying? Maybe think about this joke. I told a joke before. I'll tell the joke, right? So some scientists went to God and said, hey, God, we don't need you. We know how to make man. God said, oh, yeah. He said, yeah, we can make man. But we don't need you no more. So God said, okay, let's do a little competition. I'm gonna make a man, and you make a man. They said, cool. All right, God said, all right, y'all ready? He said, yeah, we ready to go. He said, all right, let's go. So the scientist started scooping up some dirt. He said, hey, you gotta make your own dirt. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you just can't get around the Most High. You can't get around.
I'm
You
not.
have to have an
Is
uncaused cause. You have to
I
have
think
intelligent
yeah,
design. You know what I'm saying?
it is an intelligent design that created intelligent life, and that's what scientists or people who who astrophysics and they study these other exoplanets
That
that
mosquito, man.
may have the same elements that
That is
form
a that is
this.
I think there's a deception from the left kneecap of hell.
I don't
And
think that. I don't. I think both of these things are saying the same thing. It's just a matter of how can you it's a matter of
but it's not
explaining.
because they're not because they're opposing each other.
Nah, it's only
Because
opposing each other
oh,
when somebody is not.
you do believe in God, right?
Of
I don't mean to
course,
cut you off. I don't mean to
yeah.
cut you off. You saying you finish your thought. You saying it's not exposing if somebody's what?
It's not. Is these things are saying the same thing. Just a matter of explanation with it. Just a matter of explaining these things. Now, you get science who doesn't
Scientists,
scientists who doesn't attribute certain things to
right?
God because they understand okay that
We can explain this without
that
God.
I mean not really just explain without God but they can explain how this came to be, not necessarily that they're trying to explain it without God. It's just that they're understanding that okay this element did this and that created this and then that created that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like when it comes to history in the Bible, you got to be able to understand the two, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
and be able
And
to and balance the thing out and be like,
I'm with you. I follow you, but from my experience, and I tried that, and
mhm,
they don't. You can parallel history in the Bible,
mhm.
and you can see how they work hand in hand. One
But
proves the
it's
other.
still gonna
But
contradict. Some things going. It's that's what we
oh,
having a
okay,
conversation.
but I'm talking about science though. When it comes to
Mhm,
the not science, but scientists and the explanation of
mhm,
evolution, you can't parallel the two. So I'm gonna go back to what I was asking you.
mhm,
You believe in God, right?
mhm.
So so in your estimation or your understanding, where is God?
Wherever he's at, it does
I mean,
say
okay,
it.
and the reason I
I
asked that
don't. You know what I
question
mean?
because according to the Bible,
Mhm,
God is right above the firmament, looking down. He can see us. He's right
mhm,
above the firmament. He's not, he's not some mystery place. He's in his on his throne above the firmament in the third heavens, looking down. Okay, and I understand, it's not to say there's not different levels to heaven, but the third heaven is where the Most High dwell, and there's different levels.
mhm,
Blah blah.
mhm,
So if outer space is real,
mhm,
where's God? Because we're talking
mhm,
about this ever expanding
mhm.
nothingness that's going
Mhm.
everywhere. God is a million, gazillion, billion, trillion, wherever away
Yeah, I
because he's
mean,
at the end above. Or where's God? Like,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So, and I believe that's one of the deceptions of
Nah,
this whole idea of,
mhm,
outer space is because it in the minds of the people,
mhm.
it removes us far from God and God far from
I
us.
think it's the same. It's the same thing. If space is billions and billions and billions and billions of miles, and if the Most High is in this space thing, and he's at the highest level, and it's eternity to where these things are traveling to, then it's consciously the same thing that we're saying. We're just trying to separate the two based off our religiosology and based off what is being said within science. So I feel like if we just stop being so
Dogmatic.
religious, yeah, yeah, exactly, dogmatic, is they're saying the same
But
thing.
they're not because let me show
They,
you how. Let me show you how. Let me show you
no,
how.
there are not like okay, for example, because you may disagree with Bart Ehrman, and you may think Bart Ehrman
Well,
is all about
see.
trying to destroy the Bible.
No, you
You know
see,
what I'm saying?
I don't know
You,
why.
I'm just giving an
You
example.
see, I was gonna go there earlier, but I was gonna bring up
I'm
I
just
was gonna
giving.
bring up Bart Fart, but then
I'm giving an example. Okay, Bart Ehrman, he's not trying to destroy the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But that's on
100% it is.
that's
I
on
don't trust him. I mean,
that's
on the surface level, he seems like he just being objective and he just looking at evidence and saying this stuff. But I 100%
because of
believe
how
he has
you
an
feel
agenda.
about
No, it's
your dogmatic
no. That's
intelligence.
not no. That my opinion about him is not based on how my me being dogmatic about the scripture. I'm 100% dogmatic about the scripture, but my opinion on him is based on me researching him and what he believes and everything. And I've even listened to uh his counterparts and people saying like Bart, you're atheist like me. You know this, but you want to do this because you want to sell books. But just keep 100, man. Tell the people what it really is. You don't believe none of this stuff like that. And he exposed to. But anyway, my opinion of Bart is based on my research of him and what he believed personally and what his whole thing where he came from and all that. I researched the guy, but I want to go back to showing how the evolution and all this stuff these are opposing views. They don't work together. It doesn't work together with the Bible. They're opposing each other because here's the thing, right? If we're gonna be intellectually honest, all right. If outer space is real, okay, and there's a million gazillion planets, stars, solar systems, all that stuff, right? Is it possible? Just not if you believe this, but is it possible that there's intelligent life out there somewhere?
According to the Drake equation.
Man, this Drake is a rapper, man. Stop this, man.
No.
No, I'm
And for those who don't know, the Drake equation is a method that scientists have that give you a somewhat of
Probabilities.
yes, probabilities of that is this. It has to be
Right.
life in these other
So even without that, if we being intellectually honest,
Yeah.
if it's a billion trillion stars and solar system,
Yeah.
if you had to being intellectually honest, it has to be possible
It gotta be.
that there's life out there, right? So if that's possible, not saying that I believe it, you believe it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
believe it, and it's ask yourself.
I mean, it's not proven, but
no, but if
yeah,
it's possible,
yeah.
right? If it's possible, and it's possible, right? Even if it's not likely, it's possible,
Yeah.
right? So, but if that's possible, is it possible that intelligent life from one of these other places came to Earth and seeded life on this on this planet? That hurt me to say planet, but you see, I was like, plat. You know what I'm saying? But is it possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Now, you don't believe, you don't necessarily believe, but it's possible, right?
It's
If we gotta be intellectually
it's
honest.
definitely possible because but I would say this though, fit it's possible. But
Make sure you're close. So I don't
fit
know
to be really true.
you can sit back and push this.
Like fit to be really like true. That means that somebody's working with some advanced technology that can travel at the speed of light.
Yeah.
Or faster than the speed
Or
of
they
light.
might can
Or they
teleport
going through
or
black holes or something. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, but it's possible, right? It's possible that life exists out there, and this life came in this life form, intelligent whatever, came and seeded life on Earth. They brought stuff from wherever they were, and they planted trees and seeds, and even maybe people. It's possible.
Yeah, it can be possible.
It's possible, right? So, if that's possible, then that would mean that God doesn't exist.
No. Not now. You talking to somebody
The God
who
of the
believes
Bible.
in God.
We're
No,
talking
you
about
see, it's different. See,
if that I'm saying, well,
Yeah.
maybe let me make sure I'm saying it right. I'm saying if it's possible that aliens, quote unquote aliens, came to Earth from another planet, another solar system, and they seeded life on Earth, that means everything in the Bible, the foundation of the Bible is completely false, and the God of the Bible does not exist.
no, and that's clever that that, and I can understand why people would feel that way. It's going like straight going back to history. Going back to history, it's like if if history proves such and such may actually happen differently than the way that the Bible said it's happened, then that kind of we're gonna say that makes the God of the Bible, that makes the Bible
False,
yeah,
not what it
false.
claims to be and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. And that me, I'm gonna say no, that's not the case. What it is, we have to be able to be balanced. You know what I'm saying, and be like, okay, me being a believer of God, I would say, yeah, look, you know what I'm saying, is if it's other life out there, then that means that God is not just subjected to what we try to subject them to.
Okay, we can't. Okay, I get that, but what I'm saying is that if other life exists out there, and that other life could have possibly come to Earth and seeded us, that means in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Might not be true.
No, it is true
No,
based off our
just follow my logic though. What I'm saying,
equal
I'm just saying it's
yeah.
possible that it had nothing to do with God. If God didn't take dirt and create Adam and take a rib from take one of his rib and create Eve, that then and aliens brought us here or seeded us here or whatever the case, then that means that the Bible is wrong.
When you say seeded us, what you talking about? You talking about
Created like they brought life. They put a life form on this planet and then we evolved into people. So I'm saying
no, I don't believe that.
No, I know you don't believe it.
No,
I'm saying, is it possible?
No,
and if we being intellectual honest,
no,
if it's possible that
not,
they exist,
I don't think
and
that
it's possible that they came here, it's possible that they created us.
I don't.
That's
no,
a possibility.
well,
no, you don't believe it. It might not be likely. I'm saying, but is it possible?
I don't believe
and we
that
have to
is
be
possible.
How is not possible?
I don't believe
if
that,
it's possible they exist.
I don't believe that other other things from other galaxies, you're not saying, created us in this galaxy.
I got you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's
But how is
possible.
it not? Because okay, let's go back. It's possible that they exist, right? Because outer space. It's possible they exist. It's possible they came to Earth, but it's not possible that they brought life to this planet.
When you mean brought life to this planet, you mean like
they brought the
us.
first living beings to this planet.
No, I don't think that's possible.
How is it not possible? Not you believe it, not that it's likely. Is it possible?
I don't think that's possible.
How is it not possible?
Because
we're talking about possibilities.
Yeah.
Not likelihood, not what you believe happened. Because I don't believe that, and you saying you don't believe it, clue. That's basically my nephew calling me. But how is it not possible though? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like we've been intellectually honest here. We got to be dealing with possibilities. Like this is a possibility. And this is my problem with the idea of outer space, because if outer space is real, then logically we have to say that it's possible that this place that's my nephew got hold of my phone. It's possible that that they exist. These aliens exist, which the Bible don't talk nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Don't mention nothing about none of that. I know it's my nephew now.
Yeah, he going crazy.
He playing with get the phone. Yeah. Oh, he know how to call. If I call back, he ain't gonna answer. That's him. Man, I'm gonna have to take this, man. Yeah. He watch this. Hello? Yeah, it's him. He hung up on me. That's my nephew, man. He got hold of that phone. Boy, look at him. He calling again. He gonna harass me, man. Oh, he on video now. Yep, look, my nephew. I knew it. Nephew, your uncle record, man. Where you at? What you doing, man? What? Huh? What, you at a game? Where y'all at? At the key. You being good? Yeah. Don't hang up on me. You about to hang up on me. I'm gonna hang up on you first. I knew it was him. So anyway, I'm just saying, like you know, we dealing with possibilities. So this is my issue with it, because it leaves room for this idea that aliens exist and they came to this planet. Now let's fast forward to now, because I used to tell people the logic is this, right? So it's possible, not that you believe it, right? But as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a Jewish person, as whatever, right? If you believe that this is possible, even if you don't think it's likely, you don't think it happened, but you know it's a possibility, because it has to be. Intellectually honest.
I mean, everything has a possibility.
Right. Hold up. So hear me.
I think that's very
Very unlikely. However, right now the government is doing this full disclosure about aliens, right, from other planets. So boom, so now this has became a reality. It's no longer a possibility. Now it's a fact. Because the government telling you, hey, we doing this disclosure. So now it's a fact that aliens exist.
Yeah.
So now it's a fact that there's life out there. It's a fact that they've been to this planet, and they're here to this planet because the government is telling you. So now, what happens when you go outside and you see the UFOs? What happens when you see the UFOs? And what happens when the aliens start talking to you from the sky, and you can hear them in your mind without going through your ears? And they tell you, we are your creators. The Bible was just a story to get you to this point. How many Jews, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, how many of them are going to walk away from this book? Right? Walk away from this and say, this ain't it. They're going to take their Quran and say, no, and believe in these aliens as their creator. All because space made it possible. All because the Big Bang made it possible. And I'm saying this, if you go with the biblical narrative and the Hebrew cosmology, none of that is possible. You would never be deceived to believe that aliens brought light to this planet because there is no outer space. There's only above beyond what we can see is the heavens where the Heavenly Father dwells. That's it.
I don't know. I think.
Before you say, I'm saying, do you understand the point I'm making? One creates a possibility that aliens created us, and the other road gives no possibility of that ever.
I think the way that we comprehend what we interpret with the Bible, can give you that understanding.
Of what?
That if you believe that it's extraterrestrials out there in space, that if it's that case, then it's possible that they can be our creators. I think
the Bible gives that.
I think in that, and I'm saying if you believe in the interpretation of the way that people believe in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? If you believe in interpretation that is only, you know what I'm saying, we only got this right here, you know what I'm saying? If you believe in that interpretation, you know what I'm saying, alongside with the interpretation of the Bible, then you can go down that path and be like, oh, if it's extraterrestrials, if it's aliens out there, then it's a possibility that these aliens can be our creators. But I don't think that's what the Bible is alluding to when it comes to that. This is the only. I think what we have in our solar system, what we have as what these religions are here that we have in our world, you know what I'm saying, is meant for us to interpret it the way that we need to interpret it, you know what I'm saying, based on the power that's up there. So, but I don't think that's what God is, is trying to get us to be confined to when it comes to what the how we interpret the biblical understanding, to where it X's out it being extra life out there. All because extra life out there, that don't mean that God doesn't exist.
It doesn't. I agree. What I'm saying is it opens people up to the idea that God didn't create us. He's not our creator.
It can open people. I mean, it can open people but that don't mean that it's gonna turn people.
No, listen, by itself, no. But I asked this question years ago before the government just said we about to disclose the truth about interdimensional beings and UFOs and whatnot. So now this is becoming a reality. You have Wernher von Braun, who created NASA, or not? He was one of the main scientists at NASA, right? He was one of the Nazi scientists they recruited, and so on his gravestone he put the psalm on there about the Most High. The firmament shows the Most High handiwork. And his assistant, the woman who was under him, according to her, he said, listen, the last thing they're going to do is they're going to do this fake alien invasion to make people believe in aliens. You know what I'm saying? This is one of Von Braun's work. So, this is something that's been in the work for a long time. And now we're seeing it happen. We're seeing it play out. And I've been telling this to people for a long time, years ago, and we're starting to see it play out, where now the government is disclosing these UFOs, and how many people are going to be deceived into believing that it wasn't God that created us, but it was these things from wherever they came from.
I mean,
I'm just.
I
I mean,
don't.
you can't answer that question. You don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out the fact. This is my
It can
issue.
open a door for that. Yeah, I
But
got.
I mean, because we're gonna go around. Cause
Yeah.
I just. I'm saying. I say all this to say this is my issue. This is my biggest concern. This is why I'm even having this conversation. Why it even matters because, I just think when you get away from this book, you open yourself up to a myriad, a plethora of options and possibilities. And that's where the devil lies. He lies in the gray area. He lies in the area of confusion of what if. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he works at his best. And this is the book of certainty. So if you believe this, you have an anchor. You have something certain. And I think that's the way to go, to anchor to
I think
the word of God.
I think also Satan works in ways that he can just make you stay confined to something. You know what I'm saying? And won't allow you to expand your understanding of the universe and of God. You know what I'm saying? That's true too. So I would say that going back to what you said, yeah, it opens the possibility, but at the same time that in our we live in the Milky Way. It'd be ignorant for us to think that out here, if it's galaxies and galaxies out here, it'd be ignorant for us to think that God did not create other life forms in other galaxies.
I agree with that. Go ahead. I don't care.
You
But
know,
I agree. It would be ignorant. If that's why I said if space is real, being intellectually honest, you have to say that it's possible there's other life out there.
That God created, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I would say that God
Yeah.
created. Me understanding that energy that's out there. That
He did it, but he just didn't tell us about it.
Why would he need
it's not
it? Why
I want to
would
say
he?
it's not relevant or
It's
significant
not
to our
for
existence.
for our solar
Right,
system.
right.
Why would he?
Right.
You know what I'm
It's not
saying?
no reason for
Now,
him to
would
disclose
he?
that. Yeah.
Now, that can be the case, or this can be another case. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that we got like we was talking about earlier that we're gonna turn to insector toys and all like now is I think it's a more heavier possibility that in future time we invented certain technology, you know what I'm saying, that allowed us to actually go beyond this solar system,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And from that, you know what I'm saying, we was able to, because
Time
once you travel out of the solar system, you're traveling through time, you know what I'm saying? And then when
because the time space continuum thing.
and then when you come back to this jank, you coming back to the past, you know what I'm saying? And you're from the future now, you know what I'm saying? So I think that
I don't think that's how space works. I know I follow the concept a little bit, but I mean to say that you're traveling in the future through space, like which way is time going? Like if you take out this outer space right now, I don't believe in outer space, but what we understand, how it's taught to us, how we understand it. How did you know which way is going in the future and which way is going in the past?
Oh,
like you know what I'm saying? Like so, I don't think how it works when you say.
based off galaxy, like for example,
I know time don't work the same in space the way they teach it to us, but I don't think we would be able to just travel through space and say I'm going to the future this way and the past is that way because you can go this way. Are you going are you not going forward at all? Like you going a different like. So I don't think that's how it works.
Well, according to what the light years is and things like that. Like for example, the closest exoplanet that we have within our solar system, that scientists say is possibly life form there because they see the elements that they see over here.
But I just that's laughable to me, man. These people ain't never been nowhere. They
But
making this stuff up.
they had this thing called, I want to say, the Jeff Webb telescope. You know what I'm saying? Which these telescopes, can get to a certain distance to where we're seeing certain blinking stars and certain blinking things.
The red light shift and stuff like that. I mean, I've looked into a lot of that. Let me, because you talk about that, and we're going to wrap this up, man, because we're going to go all night till it's 4 in the morning.
Oh, it's 4?
Yeah, it's 4. And I really want to go into a lot more stuff. Like I want to go into your perspective on reincarnation. And not necessarily yours, but I just want to talk about it. I like bouncing ideas. I was like, have this conversation about stuff like that. But Do you know the name of the largest binocular telescope?
The
Or
Bible.
at least it was. I don't know if it's still the largest, but
Yeah,
at one
it
point
was. It was.
it's a joint
I don't know the
between.
name, but they got it somewhere. I forgot what country
Yeah,
they.
it's a
It's a
joint,
matter of fact. It's in the states, ain't it? It's in
or in South America maybe
yeah,
somewhere.
some
It might be in the states though. But the large, but it's a two people. It's a joint venture between two
yeah.
between the I forget. I think maybe the government and but I know the Vatican.
Yeah, I think
I know
yeah.
for sure the Vatican and some other organization came together and they created the largest binocular telescope. Now, why the Vatican is making telescopes, I don't know. But guess would you care to guess the name of it? And y'all can look this up. Don't fact check
What's
me.
the name of it?
Lucifer.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, I don't,
Lucifer.
I don't,
So
I don't.
this stuff is not just science, bro.
I never. I heard.
Look that up.
I
Don't
heard.
believe
No, I
me.
heard about that before.
Yeah, I know you. I'm talking to the audience.
But the one, the telescopes and the ones that actually give us the information about these exoplanets.
This is the first binocular,
Yeah.
the biggest binocular one.
Okay.
Telescope is one eye,
Yeah.
but the most biggest binocular telescope, at least I don't know if it's changed since the last time I looked into it, but it was a joint venture between the Vatican and somebody else, and it's called Lucifer.
I mean, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's so.
This stuff deeper than just
But I mean,
science, man.
it is. But at the same time, I feel like we fear what we don't know too, and then as people too, we
Fear of
put
the unknown is a thing.
we put like when we come to aliens kind of take over. That's something that we fear because we do it. We did it. We go to different civilizations and then we're conquering.
We
them.
don't do that.
I'm saying,
Yeah, but
when I say we, I mean I'm talking about
the
yeah,
European Americans.
because even when we look at what happened to Native American
they want to
Indians,
conquer everything
when
and
we look
control
at what happens
everything.
to different tribes in Africa.
If we found it, I will concede this. If there was life on other planets and we can get to it, the first thing we're gonna do is go and take over.
So we
And
fear that happened to us.
Yeah. 'Cause
Exactly.
well, not we, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, so they want to put that fear on the people because that's something that they fear because they've been doing it. So
Yeah.
the one thing they fear that if intelligent
Man, we got,
extraterrestrials,
you know what? All right, go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
now
sorry.
you good. Now, but
No, I'm just
if extraterrestrials can come here and they have the ability to come, that means they got technology that's advanced.
Man, we got it. Okay. See, because I want to share some stuff with you, but like we
Yeah.
got to wrap this up, man. But we could. I think I mentioned it before. We talked about the Roswell incident.
Yeah,
Jack Parsons,
yeah,
the ritual, Babylon rising, opening the portal, technology since 1946, cell phones coming out 1947.
Yeah. Yeah.
All these things. It's
all the things coexist with each other.
this stuff is a lot. So, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you say your piece, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But these quote unquote scientists and all these technological advancements, these people that are involved in this stuff, bro, they believe in the devil. They worship the devil. Like they practice sorcery and witchcraft and these things. And so, and we're saying, it's science, and these quote unquote scientists, bro, are doing some biblically demonic things to come to this understanding. In some ways, and y'all don't have to believe me, but we gonna go down that rabbit hole at another time because that's a whole nother can of worms, man. But I want you to respond to that, and then we gotta wrap this up. Let you close
most
out.
scientists, I mean, they get too knowledgeable to give credit. You know what I'm saying? To God. That's true. That's true. But also, they do understand that when it comes to, for example, it's something that we can't explain. Well, I can say we can't. It's something that is you may call it luck. You may call it
Coincidence
and things like that. But it's something like that just can't, be separated from what even scientists or even people who are so-called atheists or Gnostics, you know what I'm saying, believe. Like, for example, if we had a room full of 10 people right now, and right, we flip a coin, you know what I'm saying, and everybody that flipped the coin on tails get to stay, you know what I'm saying. So every time somebody flip the coin, it go down. Fruit, okay, now it's 6 people left. Fruit, now it's 3 people left. Now it's 1 person left. That one person, he flipped tails 10 times. You know what I'm saying? That's something that can't really be explained. It's not luck. It's not. It's not. It's like. What is it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there are intangibles that science can't necessarily explain. Yeah.
And those intangibles, we can say that that's God. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we
Some
could.
people can say that.
I mean,
you
we
know
could.
What I mean?
You know, I would want something more concrete than that.
Yeah,
but,
that's just a little.
But
you know
yeah, I
what
get
I'm
what you're saying
Yeah.
though. But man, hey, listen, man, and I really want to keep going, but we gotta
I'm
wrap. We got
sleeping.
we gotta stop at some point, man.
get it.
And I just realized I just had while you were saying that last part, I just realized I don't know where I'm gonna sleep at, cause I went in my bedroom early and they all in there.
Oh, for real?
You know, it's Friday night Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? They sleep. You
That's
know.
what they do.
Man, listen. It normally just be my daughter. She want to like, hey, it's Friday night, mommy. I'm gonna sleep with y'all.
Yeah.
They in there, all of them. They in there.
Go. The whole
Man, the whole
plan,
crew. I don't know where I'm sleeping at, man. But
Hey,
I want to say, man, I appreciate you for doing this, man. You know, we've been here doing it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But this go right back to what I'm saying. Your zeal match my zeal. That's one thing I feel like we always had in common, man. But I'm really hoping that people can see this interaction between us, especially people who know what happened between us in the past, and see how brothers are supposed to operate. You know what I'm saying? How we can disagree. You see, y'all heard the conversation. We far. You know what I'm saying? From being in agreement on most of what we talked about, but it don't have to be a thing where we can't break bread. We can't be under the same roof. We can't build something because we still gonna build after this. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we have a responsibility and obligation to our people, to our children. You know what I'm saying? To the ones coming behind us, and that's what we wanna. We wanna, let that be the tether thing, right? That tethers together, the biggest thing, right? You know, you don't believe what I believe. I don't believe what you believe. You know what I'm saying? But we do understand that there's a higher power, and we do understand that we're people that got to look out for each other, and we ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta necessarily pray together, or we ain't gotta go to church together. You know what I'm saying? Because we go out here. I'm in a Muslim country. I go work with these people. I you know what I'm saying? I operate with all these people, and they don't believe the God I believe. They don't pray to the God I pray to. You know what I'm saying? They don't they don't live the lifestyle I live. And I have really good Muslim friends. But because me and you don't agree, but we once did, and now our belief system went different ways. Now we can no longer coexist. We can't operate together. We can't build together. And that's what got to stop, man. We got to stop because right now it's as a people we divided on so many things, and down within the movement of the awakening of who we are as a people, we're divided within that, and we can't come together within that, and that's what we got to get over. And we got to stop, and that's what I want y'all to see in this conversation. Among all the stuff we talked about, I hope it's edifying to people, and people can see it, and everybody can see how right I was, because y'all putting the comment out. I won. Just put and put Palal ate applesauce. You know what I'm saying?
Funny, man.
All the comments gonna say I ate applesauce. That's what's gonna end up happening.
But yeah, we I know, like at the end of the day, like I said, we both recognize ourselves as believers of the Most High. I recognize our culture. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. Iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we forever gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? Forever learning. You know what I'm saying? Forever learning and our understanding. So it's nothing wrong with exchanging information, even if we don't agree.
It's nothing wrong with disagreeing. It's
exactly.
okay. It's okay. Like it's fine. It don't have to be a separation. It don't have to be animosity.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
So man, man. So this hey man, I appreciate you, man. This real love, man. You know what I'm saying? You came a long way to you know what I'm saying, to do this and holler at me, man, and and so we'll do another show. I want to get into the coalition. I know, we got to keep some stuff, but going to what we can and really just talk about the purpose and the intent behind it. You know what I'm saying? And what that's and the biggest thing for me that really stood out to me is to see the diversity in how everybody's working together despite all that. Okay, they over here, we over here. I mean, people all over, you know, different understandings, different beliefs, old, young, and everybody saying, okay, what can I contribute? How can I, you know, contribute to this and help and establish this and really, you know, do something that's gonna leave an impact for our children. And be a part of something bigger than myself. So that's encouraging to me, man. That's all right, bro. I mean, I don't know those way, but that's all right.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
it's
So
all love, man.
and that's you know that's real cool, man. So I want to go into that. We can maybe go into that on the next time.
Most definitely.
And yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. I'll let you. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man. I'm good, man.
Yeah. Say last things to the audience. You want to
Hey,
tell
man.
people like where they can find you, where they can check you out. You know,
Yeah,
give them the
true.
rundown.
Pretty much,
Get a little close. Make sure you.
the Children's Bread NGO
Yeah.
on YouTube, and then Palal. People can just YouTube that AHCHPALAL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, just really those two, and then
So-
we do have the Coalition YouTube channel also, which is Hebrew Israelite Sacred Coalition. You can just YouTube that and then it'll pop up.
That's a long thing. Type
Yeah.
in, but yeah.
Hebrew Israelite.
Now with the
Sacred
children's
Coalition.
bread, can you talk about that a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, just elaborate on that
Well,
to let people know what that's about.
Nonprofit international NGO, where we actually work with less fortunate neighborhoods, work with orphanages throughout different parts of East Africa. We got a branch in the States. We just, trying to make a difference in this world. Well, we're making a difference in this world, and the NGO really was kind of like the forerunner when it comes to the coalition, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we kind of, started it at. But yeah,
It's the real work too. It's something I realized, man. I've been realizing that, in this world of internet, million views, 500,000 views. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing something, if you're not doing something on a massive scale, it's not really you're not really doing nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just not true. You know what I'm saying? So some people and sometimes people don't want to support something because they don't see how big it is. They don't see, but if you can make the difference in the life of one person, and we talking about these children, man, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Even like with my YouTube channel, I got like 1.5 thousand, subscribers or whatever. My views, I get a few views here and there, and sometimes it could be like, man, why I'm not getting a bunch of views? And then I have to check myself and remind myself it ain't about the views, because if this conversation impacts one person, leads one person to the truth, makes a difference in one person's life, then it's really worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody counts, everybody's valuable. It's not about all the numbers and everything. So I'm saying it to say, man, I want to encourage you, because I don't know if you went through that mindset, like, because you know what I'm saying, we want to do so much for so many, but you can only do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So be encouraged, man. Y'all just keep doing that, man, and then and may the Most High bless that, and it just be, you're able to help more and more people.
All praise to
You
the
know what
Most
I'm
High.
saying? So I think that's something people should definitely know about that, though. The children's bread, man, they go around the orphanages and schools and different things like that. And y'all get supplies and so anybody who wants to donate and help with that, how can they do that?
They can donate, at the Children's Bread. We have a the Children's Bread NGO.org. We have that, but then also, you can just donate to our Cash App, you know what I'm saying, and our PayPal, which is Cash App hashtag the Children's Bread, and then for PayPal, the Children's Bread Gmail, the Children's Bread 12 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So those are the ways you can or just support any way that you can. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
And
necessarily about
shout out to the
money.
brothers that's in Tanzania that's been holding down for the last few years, man. Man,
definitely.
the most I see the work y'all doing, because a lot of times people don't trust that. No, I don't know them. I ain't sending my money there, and that's cool, man. Dude, like, if it ain't on your spirit to do it, then don't do it. Anybody asking nobody for no money, but some people want to help. Some people want to, find people. Some people looking for ways to help like that, and it's like, oh wow, these brothers over there, and I can, and listen, on this side of the world, we talking about East Africa, a little bit goes a long way.
Nah, fact.
You know what I'm saying? A little bit goes a long way. So if you know what I'm saying, whatever's on you to do, if you want to do it, I'm not asking nobody for nothing, but I know it's people who want to help and they don't know how. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be one of the people like, how could I? You see commercials on TV and all this stuff, you don't trust that.
Yeah.
And they might be looking on the screen and say, I don't trust them either. But
I can definitely.
But if it's on your spirit to do it, man, because the most I see, everything count, man. And I appreciate what y'all doing, man, and I'm proud of you, bro, because as much as I think you be tripping, even in this conversation, man, I'm like, man, he tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? But you bought that life though. I gotta give you flowers and say that you about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't disagree and went back and forth. Like this was cool, but it was ugly. It was ugly a couple years ago. It was real ugly, man. But like I said, I respect the fact that you got that zeal and you know what I'm saying. You with no background in this, man. You came out here and figured out how to create something, an NGO. Like you ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you had your mind, your heart set on doing a real work, not us just talking and arguing scriptures and that's cool. It's a place for it, but you had your mind set on doing a real work, bro, and you doing it, and no matter how small or how big it is, it's a real thing, and I'm always forever respect that.
Oh, praise
you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man.
Yeah, man. So man. So hey, man, we big, man. We big. We believe in God, man.
For sure.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. I hope y'all learned something from this conversation. I hope y'all realize how right I am in this conversation. But you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all see the love, man, and y'all appreciate that. And then you take this and you squash situations or work past situations with your brothers, with your with your friends, with whoever it is, man. Forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. That frees you up. It don't impact the other person at all. You thinking you staying mad at somebody else is going somehow impact them in a negative way. It don't do nothing but impact you in a negative way. Forgiveness is for you. You know what I'm saying? So, practice forgiveness, man. Deal in love. Let's not let the small things separate us and divide us. Don't let the big things separate us and divide us. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, we got to be able to come together, man. That's like, that's what a relationship is, man. When you have a real relationship with somebody, you eliminate the fear of losing that person just because y'all fall out, just because y'all disagree. You know what I'm saying? And that's what real brotherly love is. That's what real family is, right? When even if we fall out, we still together. We still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what we have to do as a people, man. Not just among our blood relatives, but among our people, man. And it got to start somewhere. It got to start somewhere. So if it start between me and you, and one other person see this and they say, you know what, I'm finna make things right with my partner. I'm finna make things right with my brother, with whoever, my mama, my cousin, my whatever. And even if you just gotta move past it, man, let it go. Let it go because because they get hit by a car tomorrow. Yeah. Then you be like, man, I ain't talked to him the last XYZ because of something sitting behind some money. Yeah. Behind, a lie. You know what I'm saying? Behind whatever. It's like when it comes to a life, it ain't that deep. But and don't wait till it get to that point to realize that, man. So be blessed, be encouraged, man. Be bold in your faith. And let them know we big. You know what I'm saying? So and all that get understanding, man. Peace and blessings. See y'all next time, man.
This ain't just a broadcast. This is family right here. Laugh. Learn and be encouraged. Let go of all the fear. Bold faith.